Wow, that's cool.
That was, well.
You're listening to the Level Best Network.
There it is. Good morning and welcome in to the Ron Ross Radio Show podcast for Wednesday. We're at
Wednesday.
July 23rd is just about 10 minutes after 11 East Coast. That's 10 after 8 on the Pacific Coast. But thank you so much for hanging with us. Ron Ross, that guy over there is John Yaglensky.
Hi.
I'm pointing in the right direction.
You are.
So weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're working with a new platform, and John very, very generously has put me or this podcast on the Level Best Network. That's what you heard at the very beginning. So we're now part of his network, and so we had to find a new program. So anyway, it's just weird because I'm not looking at the mirror. We're always only comfortable looking at the mirror image of ourselves, right? So you have a lot of cameras that will mimic that, especially when you do like a selfie or whatever. Will mimic that because you're comfortable with your mirror image. This isn't doing that. So well, I'm looking at what you're looking at.
Well,
and
hold on, look. See,
no, don't switch it.
I'll flip it back.
It looks weird. I don't like backward letters. Get rid of that. Switch it back.
Sorry. Okay. Wait, you're back.
I used to get
we don't know. We don't know. By the way, we don't know if they're seeing that or not, or whether that's just an internal thing. So I don't know if that flip is actually happening to them or whether we appear correct. I have no idea. We've never used this platform before.
Well, put it in the comments and let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I'm still trying to adjust. I used to give the promotions director a bunch of stuff because when you're out doing a promotion, hey, Napua is back on. She's on our Facebook. Thank you so much.
And the answer is?
Saw the flip. Okay, well, there you go. And there's the answer. Thank you, Napua. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So she would go out when you're out doing a remote broadcast. And I just realized, by the way, we were at a brunch on Sunday. Friends of ours invited us over and we did brunch and we did French toast and there were berries and there was it was just wonderful. And we're in the pool and we're just chatting up and she's talking to me about this or that. And I said, well, I was out at a remote and I'm just talking. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, because, to her, a remote would be like maybe a remote control for your television.
Right.
I'm talking about a remote broadcast. I don't realize how often I sprinkle. And of course, Greatest Wife ever thinks nothing of it because she's been around radio terminology her entire adult life. So she's like, what is a remote? And I'm like, oh, I had to explain. I was talking about a remote broadcast.
Right.
So we were at, which means you're not in the studio. You're at a separate location doing it remotely.
Correct.
And or on location broadcast. And I used to give a bunch of stuff to the promotions director because she'd be out at a remote and want you to post on the social media. And she would take her phone and she would, shoot selfies. Well, the only problem is when you go live with that camera is everything's backwards. So, yeah, all of the logo for the station. I was just like, please just change it. You can do that in your phone. Tell it to not show you in mirror, anyway. How you doing? Hey, it's been a hot minute. You know what? And I have to apologize because life happens and things are happening. Work is happening, life is happening, things, obligations you have to do. And so I had to step away from the podcast yesterday. And then what was it, last week? I think we were unable to get one done because John was called away for work. So, but we're here now. Okay, so we're here now and ready to go.
We try to do this weekly.
Yes, we do.
We do our best. Sometimes life gets in the way. Yeah.
Well, with no advertisers, they don't really care. We're not really under any
Oh, right. Our main reason for doing this podcast, people, is so Ron and I can talk for like an hour and catch up with each other.
That's not it. That is
No,
not
it
it
kind
at
of
all,
is.
dude.
It really is.
No,
No,
not
so
at
we
all.
can talk. It's
We-
great.
No, we started
No,
this. Actually, I
what?
started this so I could connect. And this brings me
I
to my
know.
point, John.
I'm joking.
I know you are. We started this podcast because we wanted to connect with the people who used to listen when I was at
Right.
Sirius XM.
Right.
So and to that point, yesterday when I posted that we were going to do the podcast tomorrow, and I love the fact that I gave earworm to somebody. Jean posted on the Facebook page that she
Right.
thanks for the
Right.
earworm. But then I had a listener named Casey Ray. It says, miss you on the pulse. I refuse to get XM anymore. It's been over 2 years and I still get these wonderful sentiments. So Casey, thank you so much. And underneath that, I told her she was very kind. And I have an afternoon show now on Key 103. And she's like, yeah, but
Right.
I'm in Iowa.
Right. I saw that. It's like this.
So I gave her all the links to the radio station where I work, where you can listen to the Ron Ross Ride Home, as we have renamed it. But it's all the same games. It's all of the, like today is, yesterday was older or younger. And today is going to be, no, what's today? Wednesday. Today is older or younger. We did it on Wednesdays. Thursdays, we have, a bunch of rotating games with, the movie game and also the name 5 and 5. That's my favorite.
Name 5 and 5. That is tough. That's like essentially that's Family Feud. When they do and you have to you get 20 seconds
but you have 5 seconds. Well, I try to make it so accessible. For instance, most of the time they're in their car. So name 5 things on your dashboard.
Oh, okay.
Speedometer, odometer, turn signal, steering wheel. I mean, I'll mention.
Hopefully, you know the names of all that stuff.
Gas gauge, radio, all that. And there you go. There's 5.
Hey, can I jump in here 1 second? Just
absolutely,
because Napua commented right now. I'm throwing the comments up on the screen, and you can do this too. By the way, if you hear something and you have a comment, you want to let us know. Occasionally, we'll pop it up on the screen and talk about it. But I will say, in this new platform, this is like old guy friendly. You see how big the comments are this time? I'm loving this. This is awesome. And the reason why I say that is, okay, during my Intercut Insider podcast, which we did, by the way, we recorded one recently. So if you like Disney and stuff, head to Intercot, INTRCOT
on the Level Best
Network.com, which is also on the Level Best Network. But I was sharing my screen with pictures on it, and somebody noticed that in my favorites bar, number 2 in my favorites was Dr. Portals. They said, I think it's a sign of our age when the second thing on your favorites bar on your browser is a folder for Dr. Portals. And I was like, yeah, you are correct. That's absolutely it. So anyway, loving the friendly. Oh, by the way, hey, Susan, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in.
And if you're listening to this, and we appreciate that too, because it's wherever you get your fine podcast. Thank you so much for that. But we are usually live on Facebook and on YouTube, on our own YouTube channel.
Do you have a TikTok?
What's that?
Do you have a TikTok?
I do not have TikTok, so okay. I gotta get up and running on TikTok.
I was just asking because we could actually. There are a couple other platforms we could stream to for free, and that's one of them.
Well, let's do it then. I'll have to start a TikTok. Oh yeah.
X charge it. You should. I think you of all people would be a natural on that platform. Just sharing little bits and pieces of the Ron Ross life and behind the scenes stuff and radio and things like I think that people would love that.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? So I will try TikTok. I haven't. Yeah. I just, I had social media burnout. I'm going to
I
be quite honest.
understand.
Because I have what 4? I have
You got X,
what was Twitter? Yeah, I have X.
YouTube,
I have YouTube,
Facebook,
Instagram,
and
and
Facebook.
Facebook.
I think
And
you can
I've finally gotten
broadcast
into
to
the habit of
Instagram,
posting
too.
the picture on Instagram first, so it'll show up on my, and
Facebook.
also, you know, and then
Right.
personal and professional pages, you know, whatever. So
Yeah, so you got doubles of everything like me.
one time I tried to hire my daughter, the younger, to actually be.
Do you know what she's talking
we
about?
could drop gifts too.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can send gifts on TikTok and stuff like that.
it's GIFs.
No, gifts.
No,
actual
real
gifts, like stuff they can send like to a creator to help them create.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I think
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's what she's
I don't
talking
know
about.
anything about. I got to look up TikTok. I'm painfully ignorant about TikTok. I was although
I'm laughing.
I was and to have that comment that we saw earlier, or I talked about earlier, and I ran through a bunch of I realized on Facebook there were a bunch of pending messages that I hadn't accepted, and they were from previous listeners who had found my personal page before I started my professional page, page from the days of SiriusXM, and there were some just wonderful comments there. So I've decided I'm going to start replying to all of them. There were, humble brag. There was like over probably 1,000 comments.
Well, you were kind of a big thing
Which
on
was,
the XM.
Well, I'm only saying that because
it
was a daunting task, and but I'm going to attack it. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. Right. But there was one person who said, "Hey, do you have a PayPal so we can send you some support?"
Yes.
That
was nice.
That was very, very, very nice. You didn't. Yeah. There's no sure, I'll take your money. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I don't. We're good. We are good. We're golden. That's fine.
Yeah,
but still, that was surprising to see and very gratifying. All right. Anyway, moving on. So, big time summer movie. I've been looking forward to this for a while. There was, and I'm not going to get too deep into the minutia of the history of it, but they have a new boss over at Warner Brothers for just the DC comic book films. All those characters. It's the DCU. And you have two, Peter Safran, and who's a producer, and James Gunn, who is a writer and director.
Yeah.
And you know him from the Guardians of the Galaxy films, which he did for Marvel, and also, which is they're the Coke and Pepsi of comic books. And then he dipped over into DC and did a Suicide Squad. He did the second one. There was Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad. I forget the difference.
I'm not sure which one I saw. I saw one of them. Probably the
one with Idris Elba is the one that he did. The one with Will Smith was the first one, directed by David Ayer.
Yeah, I saw
the second one was James Gunn. And so anyway, he becomes head of DC Pictures with Peter Safran, DC Studios. Sorry.
Okay.
So they're now going to take everything that was with Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan and everything from that, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, the Justice League, and they're going to reboot it. So none of that counts. That's all done.
I love when they do that.
You do? Or are you being sarcastic?
I'm being sarcastic.
Okay.
Sorry. I clearly did not make that sarcastic enough.
Yeah, I was surprised way back when they did that with Spider-Man, when Tobey Maguire dropped out after the third movie and they decided to scrap Spider-Man 4 and they went with Andrew Garfield and the Amazing Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
And then that got scrapped for Tom Holland, whom, by the way, I think is the best Spider-Man.
Yeah.
In the Tony Stark Iron Man world of the Avengers and all that stuff.
That happened in Star Trek too. Star Trek Discovery, which aired on Paramount, which started out first 2 seasons I thought were pretty good, but they were a lot different than other Star Trek. And then it kind of went down some weird roads. And and it just kind of strayed and wasn't as good.
Who was the star? Who was the star on the ship? Who was the captain?
Oh, what was her name?
Was it Scott Bakula or was it?
No, this is Discovery, which was a whole different thing, and it was a little more dark and it was a little more violent.
Kate Mulgrew?
No, I mean you're good. You're pulling captains. So
I know I am. I'm trying to find out who it was.
One was Enterprise. That's the Scott Bakula. Kate Mulgrew was Voyager.
Okay.
This was Discovery or Disco.
I'm tapped.
I know. Like anyway, my point.
Put it in the comment section. Who was the captain on Discovery? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll look her up in a second.
No. Somebody will get it for us.
But they also had Pike showed up in that, Captain Pike.
Right, who was the precursor to Captain Kirk.
Right. And so you get the backstory on Pike, which was interesting. But they've gone now and they've scrubbed that from the Star Wars time or Star Trek timeline.
Oh,
period. That show. They went back and said,
young man, faux pas.
I know. Sorry. My point was
oops. That's like that's like calling your wife by an ex-girlfriend's name. That was terrible.
Okay, I have something to admit while we're talking about this.
Yes.
I liked Star Wars, but I wasn't a Star Wars guy. I don't know the history. I haven't followed all the series. I was a Battlestar Galactica guy.
Oh, okay.
So that was like science fiction.
Which was in and of itself a ripoff of Star Wars, but okay.
Right. But then the second series, the later one that was on was amazing. I loved it. And it was really good. But anyway, my point is they've gone back and just completely erased the 4 or 5 seasons of that and said it didn't count towards the canon.
Now, the weird thing about the DC universe now that James Gunn is building is he is keeping...
this is nerdy talk, by the way.
I know.
We're really nerding out here.
He kept one character from the Snyderverse, and that's Peacemaker.
Okay.
John Cena. Yeah. Which was I'm sorry, that was another DC series that he did, which was a spin-off of Suicide Squad. And it was a series on HBO Max. Then it was Max. Now it's HBO Max again. And he is in Superman. So I'm like getting confused. But I mean, you want to keep some, what happens to everybody else. So the big controversy was, of course, Henry Cavill was out as Superman, even though they had just announced that he was going to be continuing on in that world. And then these two guys came on anyway.
Yes.
James Gunn comes in. He has to have a meeting with Henry Cavill. So uncomfortable. Henry Cavill, of course, is a wonderful guy and accepts it and understands that he's going to go in a different direction and he's going to go with a younger Superman in his first couple of years of being Superman. And he's already writing the movie, and so obviously it can't be Henry Cavill, who's an older Clark Kent. So it was supposed to be called Superman Legacy, and then he decided to just shorten it and call it Superman. Yeah. So that's the movie that just came out. David Cornsweet, who you've seen in a bunch of other things. He was recently in Twisters. In fact, while he was on the set of Twisters is when he found out that he got Superman, which is a great story. And he seems like a really great guy, and he's super tall. And a lot of people from the Snyderverse, Zack Snyder, did not like this at all. Not at all. Why are you doing this? And I have to admit, I really did like the first Man of Steel.
Right.
Because it was darker complected. The colors weren't big and bright. And I understood a little bit more of the lore, the mythology of Kal-El coming to Earth and so on. And why General Zod, anyway, the invasion of Earth.
We're losing them, Ron.
I know we are. I liked it. I liked it. It was a little more realistic. And of course, Lois Lane's going to figure out, if she's such a great reporter, of course she figured out that Superman was Clark Kent. Right. She knew before.
Right.
And anyway, this movie comes out, James Gunn. It is it's a big time summer popcorn movie. Absolutely. We saw it in IMAX 3D.
Love it.
It was ridiculous. The one
Ridiculously
thing, the
good or
greatest wife ever.
ridiculously bad?
I'm sorry, say again.
Ridiculously good or ridiculously bad?
Oh, ridiculously good. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
But my main complaint, the greatest wife ever and I, was that it was too loud.
Too loud?
It was
You know
loud.
what?
It was very loud, dude.
No,
and I've been to Kiss concerts.
Right.
It was very, very loud. I mean, the subwoofer was just rocking.
Let me just say,
yeah,
we had the same problem seeing a movie locally in 3D IMAX, and we're told there are certain standards that they set for IMAX films, and that includes loudness and certain levels of things in order to be certified as being shown in IMAX, and they are not allowed to adjust them. Okay. So basically, if it's too loud, put in some earplugs. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Well,
I was like, wow, because we had the same problem. I was like, oh my God. Like even I, who put up with, I mean, what were we like? Was it, which show were you and I at? Was it Rush, where we were like third row or something like that?
Yeah. What was that? Was that Rush or was that Van Halen?
It wasn't Van. I've never seen Van Halen in concert, so it had to be Rush.
Okay. It must have been Rush.
Yeah.
And
I remember being at a concert.
Even rock concerts are engineered now for a pristine, crisp sound. They've got so much going on with the sound at rock concerts now, and I know a lot of front of house engineers, and I've run sound for bands as well, trying to make it, as you don't want shrill frequencies too high, and and when you're mixing it and you want the guitar solo to come through and so on.
Right.
And I've never really had that outside of my very first concert, which we just had the anniversary of in 1979.
What was your first concert?
Kiss at the Capitol Center. It was the return of Kiss. It was their Dynasty tour. Now, that was my first rock concert. My very first concert was Neil
Diamond. Oh, John Denver. Yeah, there you go.
At the Richmond Coliseum. We were all the way in the back. My brother and I wore a coat and tie.
Of course you did.
Going to a show.
It was a show.
Dad wore a coat and tie.
Awesome.
And he brought binoculars from work. So we had the binoculars. So John Denver went from this big to this big.
My first show, ready?
Yeah.
Was Hooters, or the Hooters.
The Hooters, yeah.
At my high school.
Oh, goodness. Wow. That's right. I remember you telling that story.
Yes.
Wow.
That was the cool one. And the first stadium show that I went to, I believe, and somebody correct me, I saw Chicago at the Spectrum during their 17 tour, and we were in the nosebleeds, like the highest level in the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Right. Yeah, so it was the same thing, like looking down on the stage, and we were sideways on the stage looking down. So like we had like the absolute worst seats probably ever, but yeah, there you go.
The I had Sky Suite tickets for one show. It was for the Sky Suites. I had a Sky Suite at the US Air Arena in DC when it was called US Air Arena,
which is Verizon Center now.
Verizon Center, yeah.
Okay.
Because I was working at Hot 99.5, and Hot 99.5 was owned by Clear Channel at the time, and Clear Channel had a suite. And I walked into the general manager's office and asked for a bunch of tickets. He gave me like 10. I brought all my friends. I brought friends. Yeah, man.
What did you see?
Kiss.
And that was Kiss in the Sky Suite?
Yeah. And so here's the deal. But we were so far up on the side, it was looking down on the stage. Yeah. So we didn't see the front of the stage and all the background stuff that was going on.
Oh.
And yeah, exactly. So
come on, it's still cool. You were in the sky suite,
come on,
dude.
dude. It was
You were in
beyond
the
cool. I
sky
mean, we're in the
suite.
sky suite. We were in a sky stinking suite with the drinks
Sky suite.
and waitress service, server service, and yeah, I'll have a couple of cheeseburgers or whatever. It was, oh man, that was
That's
living.
cool. That's really cool, actually.
And then the camera came and showed me on the kiss cam. No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
Yeah. You
Did you get that reference, John?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I've tried to stay away from it though. Somebody said, like one of my friends, Ian said, we should have joined the memes and stuff that were going around and done that for Intercut. It would have been funny if Goofy was with Minnie Mouse or something like that, or something like that. And I'm like, that's just not on brand for us. I can't do it. And like, I don't know. I felt bad. Did that the guy who was married? He had a wife? Obviously, did he have kids too?
I think so yeah. The kids,
so could you imagine? Okay, just put your. Didn't mean to go down this path, but I am. Can you imagine like the kids of the wife of the husband who this happened to, and now you're can you imagine going to school and everybody on the internet is posting memes of what just happened to break up your family.
Right.
And I couldn't get away from that. And I just didn't feel right about it.
No, neither did I. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Okay. Well, I figured you would.
Yeah. So where was
you have a conscience.
I was in a
Sorry, you were talking about Superman, and it was great.
Loud. It was very loud. All right, so it's very much James Gunn's very much a comic book movie, meaning there was a lot of big bright colors, and you took it straight from the pages of the comic books, who have multiple characters and these fantastical backgrounds on these characters, and there were a lot of like tertiary characters that I had no idea who they were. I have no idea who Mr. Terrific was. Not a clue. I didn't know Guy Gardner was Green Lantern. I always thought Hal Jordan was Green Lantern, but I know that there are more than one. And I remember the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yep.
Which I don't know why it bombed. I thought it was great. But anyway,
right.
It was confusing. Nicholas Hoult is great as Lex Luthor, and he chews up the scenery as he should because he's Lex Luthor. He's great. David Cornsweet, I thought, was fantastic as Clark Kent and as Superman. They tried to give him a humanity, even though he's a quote unquote, alien from outer space. They tried to paint him as the farm boy. And there's a big twist that I wasn't a big fan of in the middle. And obviously this is going to be spoiler free, but just so you know, there's a huge twist that, again, I'm not a big fan of where they went with that. But be that as it may, a lot of great action. Crypto, the dog, stole the movie and every scene he was in.
That's like in Guardians, the dog stole the scene too.
And you know what? I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it. I loved it. I had to take it, accept it for what it was, and realize this is not a Man of Steel movie, period. It's a Superman movie. This is James Gunn's take on it. So there was a lot going on. I'm going to say perhaps too much. I'm always a fan of when it's just the protagonist and the antagonist, and that's it. There's the struggle. The first Batman movie, 89, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, it was Batman Joker, period. When you got to Batman Returns, and it was Batman and Catwoman. Oh, and Penguin's in there too. And I'm like, no. And then by the third one, Batman and Robin, and it was, Bane was in there, and, like three villains and Batman. It was cacophonous.
Enough.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
another good big word, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But, I think that was the great thing about The Dark Knight was that it was just Batman, Christian Bale, swear to me, and and it was Heath Ledger's Joker. You ever wonder where I got these scars? That was he was a great incarnation of Joker. I didn't see that coming. Somebody who was he was just an anarchist. I'm like,
Heath Ledger.
Never really thought of the Joker as an anarchist. That was pretty cool. Anyway, moving forward. So, I mean, I'm going to say out of 5 stars, I'll give it 3.5. It was fun. It was worth it. It was worth the money.
Popcorn. Yeah.
Worth the money. Ate the popcorn, which was wonderful and delicious. And, and drank a bottle of water, and then another bottle of water, and then another bottle of water.
That's a lot of water.
A lot of salt on the popcorn.
A lot of salt. Occasionally, yeah, it free flows a little too much when you're getting the popcorn. And I've done that where it's like, ooh, man, need to mix that up a little bit.
Now I'm going to see what happens with Fantastic Four, which is coming out this weekend. Now that's Marvel. They've had 2 tries at trying to make Fantastic Four movies. And I thought the first series was pretty good, but apparently it wasn't good enough. Then they tried a reboot with Miles Teller, and that didn't go anywhere. So this is their 3rd try. I think it's set back in another universe in the 60s. I don't know. It's but Pedro Pascal is going to be, and he doesn't really do a bad movie. So I'm looking forward to that.
He's all over the place lately. What the heck?
I got to hand it to his agent, man. His agent is making the deals and signing those contracts and just making it happen, Captain. You're right. Pedro Pascal is everywhere. And I had seen him, but not knowing that I had seen him. And then he really came to the forefront because I loved him in The Mandalorian. You never saw him in The Mandalorian, but just his voice. And he was in there. He was in the mask and all that stuff. But his voice was fantastic. I loved it.
No, he was great.
All of a sudden, he's in The Last of Us, and he's doing all these great movies. So Pedro Pascal. And then, God, what did I just watch him in? Narcos on Netflix. Anyway,
it was there too.
Have you seen Superman? Are you going to go see it?
I'm not. I think I'm burnt out on super movies.
Okay. Funny you should say that, because that was kind of the underlying feeling while I'm sitting there waiting for the movie to start. First of all, had to have been almost 15 minutes of previews and commercials. 15 minutes. Movie did not start on time. The preview started on time. But it was a lot. There was a lot. But I did feel that. I'm like, okay, here we go. Another superhero movie.
No. No.
I mean, look, I was waiting years ago, years and years ago, after Batman 89, actually after the first Superman 1978, which I thought just changed everything. I wanted to live in that world where there was because that was right after Star Wars, and I wanted to either fly in space or I want to live in a world where there was a Superman who could fly.
I get it.
You know?
I get it.
And then Batman 89, where, Tim Burton kind of took it dark, and then Spider-Man in 2002. I was dying for somebody to take it seriously and make a big budget, big stars. And they did that with Batman 89 with Jack Nicholson. I mean, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I know. Big deal. So it just seemed for a while we went through this stretch where almost every big movie that was coming out was superhero related or a reboot of superhero or this. And I think there was a point, I think it was after, what was the one that had all of it with the Guardians? Was it the Avengers Endgame or whatever? Yeah, I think after that, I was like, okay, that's good. And now I'm out. Like after that movie, I just said, I think I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to, I'll watch it on TV, like if it's on, but I'm not going to the movie theater for this anymore. I'm done with it. Do something else, please.
Marvel is having that, they're having that problem because after Avengers Endgame, it's like, well, where are you going to go after this? And that was trying to rebuild the universe. Yeah.
Maybe that was
Captain America, which was a good movie. It was okay. I didn't see the new one. What the new Avengers? What was it called?
No, that just came out, right? I mean,
just came out. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to go on Disney Plus. I'm not spending money to go see it in the theater.
I just got zero interest in that, but I'm excited to see Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. Which is coming out. Yeah.
In 2 days.
Which I'm sad about that because I want to see that really in the theater. I want to go. I want to laugh communally with like hundreds of people.
In the theater.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just on Netflix.
In order for it to be considered a film, I think for the Motion Picture Academy or whatever, it's got to at least
to play somewhere.
It's got to play in a theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not exactly sure. I did want to mention that Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen was also great in Superman because I've been watching him ever since he was a little kid. He was a little kid in 4 Christmases. He's one of the 2 nephews that start beating up Vince Vaughn.
Yep.
And then he was the older brother in the reboot of Vacation, which I thought was hilarious. And he was great as the older brother. I can't remember his name. I thought that was a great movie, and I'm wondering why they didn't do another one. But I thought that was great.
As far as I can tell, by the way, I'm looking on the Book of Knowledge here.
For what?
I'm on Fandango. Happy Gilmore 2025. Although they're saying it's a re-release, so they don't even mention the new movie here.
Interesting.
So I don't know if it is going to be in the theaters.
Oh, it's not going to go in wide release.
Well, I know, but it would be listed on Fandango as limited release or something like that. So anyway, I guess
I'm wrong. Well, maybe
I don't know.
You don't think it would be considered for an Academy Award?
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about Adam Sandler movies. Although, honestly, to me, some of the most enjoyable stuff, like if I just need a pickup and I need a laugh on a Saturday night or whatever after working a long week or a Friday night, I mean, I go to all the classics like that. So
I absolutely do not have a problem. Look, the man, obviously, he's a very smart man.
Oh, yeah.
He knows what side of the bread is buttered. He'll do an occasional dramatic movie,
which he's been really good in. Yeah.
Yes, he's amazing. He's a great actor.
Which is shocking, but I mean, maybe it's not shocking.
Not really. Robin Williams did that. He came from the world of comedy and television and wound up doing dramatic turns and getting an Oscar for dramatic acting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of comedians can make that switch because they have a lot of gravitas in their, I don't know, in their personality. They can pick something out. There's the myth of the crying clown. You know, they've got so much drama going on inside that they have to laugh about it.
And you are digging deep today, son.
And it's front.
Sorry. You are with the words and the crying clown, man. Wow.
No, that's why a lot of comedic actors and comedians become great dramatic act's.
No, I get it. I'm just saying,
really hold their own.
There's a lot of depth to Ron Ross too.
What's happening?
Hello?
What?
Weird.
Something weird came from my speaker. That was odd. So I did want to mention, obviously, the great Ozzy Osbourne passing, which was, I don't know if it was fitting, if it was ironic.
Honestly, I think it's amazing.
After his last live show
amazing.
with Black Sabbath. Yeah.
It's amazing. He went out like it couldn't have been any better, right? I mean, other than him being able to stand, but he had Parkinson's. So the reality was, I mean, they did it to the best of the ability. Apparently, according to Sharon, he was doing physical therapy to be able to do what he was able to do at the time. I mean, it's a little bit inspiring. Like, you know, he's definitely struggling through his years, and the dude had his moments and certainly wasn't a saint. But to go out that way, I think is just so fitting. Like, he does a concert with his old band. He actually sounded pretty good. I mean, given he's in his 70s, he was 76. And a week or two later,
Yeah.
He's off to the great wherever. I'm
Yeah.
not sure where he went, but
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's pretty amazing. I remember now I wasn't really that much of a Black Sabbath fan,
no,
or
neither.
I was not that aware of Black Sabbath. I know,
No,
it's
no,
terrible.
no. I
But
get
as a kid, this is the early 70s. So as a kid, and the same thing with Led Zeppelin. I mean, I was more solo Beatles
yeah, same,
and pop music. I was
same.
into that.
Yep, yep.
I became acutely aware of Ozzy when I first started working in radio, because that's when the Blizzard of Oz came out. And everybody's making a big fat hairy deal about Ozzy Osbourne and a solo album. And I'm like, who's Ozzy Osbourne? I know. But I realize who he is now, and I'm very well versed in Black Sabbath, and especially with the second singer to Black Sabbath, which I owned a couple of those albums, which was Ronnie James Dio. And then he went on to be
Ronnie James Dio.
Ronnie James Dio. There will be no opening act.
There will be no opening act. No, appearing opening act Striper.
And so I became aware of it, and then the whole big not controversy, but there was the whole, who's a better guitarist, Randy Rhoads, who was playing with Ozzy, or Eddie Van Halen?
Right.
Van Halen was hitting on all cylinders at that time too.
Yeah.
So I became very, very well aware. And then, of course, I played, on the radio, I played a lot of Ozzy Osbourne. And then I got to play drums on Ozzy Osbourne songs in a cover band, where I learned a very healthy appreciation for that drummer and stuff to do, especially doing Crazy Train.
Right, but you have to remind people you actually worked in rock radio for a while. So
yes, I was. I'm sorry. Yeah, when I first started
from Sirius XM, but
no, when I first started in '84,
yeah,
we figured that was '84
somewhere.
I think we did, didn't we? When I first started in '84, the Blizzard of Oz, the Ozzy Osbourne was huge.
X marks the rock. 107X.
107X marks the rock. WXCS Hagerstown, Frederick.
Again, honestly, I still think somebody should be using that, because that's such a great name for a rock
107X marks the rock.
X marks the rock.
X marks the rock.
Like, I love that. I mean, fantastic.
But I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I could be mistaken. I might be giving credit to the wrong person, but I'm going to go ahead and give credit to who I think did it. I think Buddy Reiser, the great Buddy Reiser,
Buddy.
Buddy. I think he came up with that slogan.
Great.
I could be completely wrong. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong and you came up with it, whoever you are, I apologize. But I believe Buddy Reiser is the one who came up with that, which I thought was brilliant.
It is. It's brilliant. It's still
beer in a bottle. Brilliant.
So you then went from 107X. You also worked at
the premier rock station in Washington D.C., DC 101,
right,
with the Grease Man. The Grease 4321101 1-800-33 DC 101. Time to wonder what it must be like.
I remember when you were working
in on a badge.
Yeah, he's rolling. I remember when you worked at DC 101. I thought that was really cool. And I remember listening to you, Rick O'Shea.
Yeah.
Rick O'Shea. Yes. Yep. Which was just, I mean, because I always wanted to work rock radio and never, other than in college, 64 Rock. WDCR.
Okay, now
I never got to work rock. Go ahead.
Working at DC 101 was fantastic, of course.
Okay.
Dream come true. It was wonderful. I was a little bummed I couldn't use my own name, and
that's because you were working on another station at the time.
I was working on another station at the time, so I was working part-time at 101.
That's right.
I did weekends overnights.
Yeah.
So I talked to everybody at 2 a.m. when the bars let out. Hey, man.
Still cool.
Hey, the audience was there. No, I had a great time.
Yeah.
But I'll say this.
Yeah.
And it's been advice that I've given to a bunch of interns. And that is, maybe if you want to go into broadcasting, and this was told to me by the program director at 107X when the format was changed. Because, you know, I'm 19 and I'm 20 years old and I'm working at a rock station and I'm having, you know, time in my life.
In one of the biggest markets in the country, too, by the way.
Well, no, that was 101 was, I was 25, but I'm talking about 107X.
Oh, 107X.
When I first started. And it had the program director when they changed format to light adult contemporary. I mean,
which is when John came in the picture.
Nope. It was before you. Before this was just, it was easy 106.9.
Oh, I know. I mean, after that is.
But the PD told me that if you really want to be a broadcaster, format doesn't matter. You can't sit there and play your favorites. So
I get that, but when I had to work country for 2 seconds, had no interest in doing that. I couldn't. I don't enjoy the music, generally speaking. Now there's some crossover stuff I like, but I couldn't work the format and enjoy it. So I will argue a little bit with that, only that there have to be certain genres that you can accept. I could work light adult contemporary, no problem. I mean, that's why my love of yacht rock to this day is still there.
Well, we played all of that when it was new.
Right, it was new right back then. But I mean, I hot AC, top 40. Now I consider this like talk radio. You know, this kind of thing. But yeah, so I mean, I get it, but not country.
Well, I will say, working at DC 101, as much as I loved it, and I loved it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I will never, ever to this day own an Eric Clapton. Not going to do it.
No.
Will not. Or Skinner. I love Skinner. Don't get me wrong.
A lot of
wonderful band. Millions of people love them. Sold millions. Tragic what happened to them. All that stuff. Never. I played it.
I mean, I get it.
A lot. And it's not like you walk away from it, you know, after a bunch of years and you come back to it and go, oh, yeah, this is pretty good. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, you know what? That's why I think after leaving radio for about, I would say 5 to 7, maybe even 10 years, I primarily listened to talk radio because I had to get away from music for a while.
Yeah.
Because we had I had played from top 40 to light AC and I had heard the same 800 songs over and over and over and over to the point where I had no interest in listening to music again. And that's where I would go and buy prog rock albums and just listen to whole albums and stuff. Right. But I get it. And now I enjoy it again. But
that used to be my response to somebody was like, you play the same songs all the time. I'm like, you think you hear the same song? You ought to try working my shift.
Literally here's the thing. When we were doing light AC or whatever in Hagerstown, I think it was, I would say our library was maybe 600 songs, maybe 600, 800. Like, I mean, when I was doing the PD stuff, I don't think it was any bigger than that. And if you can imagine, I mean, just divide, 5 minutes per song into that, how many days you can play it. It's kind of like if I listen to yacht rock radio now, literally, I mean, they can only be playing about 200, 250 songs because I swear.
But here's why. And again, this is and by the way, John and I have been program directors. This is not an indictment of radio and why we play music all the time. There's a method to the madness. There's a reason why. And I've always told people that we're playing what you tell us to play. Why would I benefit?
Right.
How would I, as a radio station, benefit from playing a song that I know you don't
like, or you don't know,
or you're tired of hearing? Why would I do that? I'm not. I'm doing what market research is told. We talk to listeners. They do a test every week
testing
of titles and songs that you like this song, but are you tired of hearing it? And as soon as they're burned out on it, gets higher than how much they're liking it, then you start pulling back on that. But basically, and familiarity. It's always familiarity. So so John and I aren't saying that. I'm just saying it's just like you would get tired of, if you worked at a restaurant. Actually, when I worked at a restaurant, when I worked at Beefsteak Charlie's, and the cooks made hundreds of pounds of shrimp because there was shrimp on the salad bar. I got tired of eating shrimp.
Yeah, I get it.
I couldn't care less if I saw another shrimp. Well, now I would love to have shrimp because it's been 30 years, 40 years.
It has been. Yes.
But anyway, so I try not to. I mean, although I am a big fan now of all my pop princesses that I play with the Britneys and the Dua Lipas and all that stuff. I'm digging on it. And
I've come back. It's fine. Yeah, I get it. I like music now, and all those titles that I put away, I like them again, and I can listen to them. I'm just saying, if anybody's listening and they're not from XM and the Yacht Rock Radio channel, like there's a lot of songs that could be included in there that are not and are good songs,
right?
And I think they need to just kind of realize that the genre is a little bit wider than they think it is.
It's testing. They're just going by testing.
I don't care.
Well, look, if I tune in to Yacht Rock, here's another radio term, if I cue in for 10 minutes,
go ahead.
And I hear Rupert Holmes, the Pina Colada song, Escape the Pina Colada song.
No,
I'm satisfied.
Wait, but worse yet,
how often do they play that?
Literally, if I tune in today and I tune in the next day, there's a good chance that I might play it. One day last week, I tuned in, and then I tuned in the next day, and guess what? The songs were in the same order.
Oh, well,
no joke.
That's just lazy.
I know. And by the way, if I hear Rupert Holmes' hymn one more time.
Oh, we just heard that. I have see Don, there's your perception.
What you gonna do about him?
I know his little known backup hit. Or his secondary hit.
It was a secondary hit.
After Escape the Pina Colada song. But listen, John, that's your perception. Greatest Love Ever and I heard it for the first time in years a couple of days ago on Sunday as we were driving. We heard it. We sang along to it.
Yeah. I
know.
So,
I mean, how often did this station have to play that song for us to hear it and for you to perceive it as being played too much?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What does this say? I really missed this show. I spent 2 years working full-time jobs. The day job let everyone go.
June 30th.
June 30th. I'm so glad to be here for the live show. Hey, Jim. Oh, I'm sorry. You got let go?
Jim. Yeah, that's what it sounds
dude.
Like. Yeah.
I'm very, very sorry. Well, yes. Thank you. Thank you for listening to us. I appreciate it. Sorry you got let go.
Yeah, well, my son did too, by the way.
Who? Which one?
Andrew.
No.
Yeah, 6 years at his job, being constantly promoted, and he got let go the other day. They downsized.
Oh, man.
So I mean, it's happening all over the place, Jim. And I actually know a couple other friends who, even within our organization, one of our business units let go of almost a whole staff. Like they reorged. And
how's he doing, John?
He's doing good, actually. Okay. No, you know what, good. Ron? Here's the deal. I thought my world was ending when I got fired from radio twice within 6 months.
Yeah, no, I remember.
And you know what? It was the best damn thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
Absolutely. And I just, having had that experience as a dad, I can relay that to my son, that your best days are straight ahead, and you're going to find your dream job, and you are going to excel at what you do. You're a hard worker. People will want to hire you. And I would bet that, it happens really quick. And even if it doesn't, it's all right. And I gave him great advice, which was, okay, this was on like a Thursday or something. I said, take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Yeah.
Go to the theme parks, have some fun, forget about this. Dude, have a drink. Do whatever you need to do. And then Monday morning, your new job
is
to find a job and
Yep.
treat it like such and spend at least 40 hours, maybe 50 hours a week working on finding yourself a job and honing your stuff. And that's the best thing you can do. And
Right.
and yeah, he'll be good. But so anyway, to Jim, there are a lot of folks out there. This stuff happens, but your best days are ahead of you. Trust me.
Oh man, I feel really bad. Feel really bad about that. Sorry about that, Jim. That's so on a brighter note, July is birthday month.
Yes. By the way, we're running late today.
I know.
Well, we started late.
We went on a little late.
Yeah.
Third
John's
was Mom's. The 20th was my brother Joe, and of course, July 20th is when man landed on the moon. So of course, cool things happen on my brother's birthday. And then just yesterday, the 22nd was Dad, and the 30th next week is the greatest wife ever's birthday. Very excited for that. John, you know what? We didn't have time. I wanted you to talk about your Jeep. What happened to your Jeep? Can you give it to us in 2 minutes?
Just a real story. What was it? At the end of 2023, we had tons of problems with our Jeep. Essentially, a little sensor went out that apparently was embedded in the rear differential.
Oh.
And was going to be a $4,000 repair, literally for a little sensor. Something that they built it that way, and I thought that was kind of ridiculous. And we had just come out of warranty, of course. Literally, we were within 3,000 or 5,000 miles of our warranty ending. So the dealer suggested we call the Chrysler or Stellantis hotline, Jeep hotline, Jeep, Chrysler, all the brands that Stellantis owns. Correct. And we called them. We set up a case, and they said, usually they'll at least help you with it. You might get half or more off that. And I said, okay, well, 2,000 I could do because the car is worth whatever. 4,000 is like at that point, man, that's tough. So anyway, we call in, we get a case number assigned, and then nothing happens. I call back in a week later. I can't get a hold of the caseworker. I'm calling, I'm emailing, I'm leaving messages, can't get a hold. Finally get a hold of somebody else. They take it on, and then they disappear.
What's happening?
I don't know. Hold on.
What is happening?
And then literally this is a big company. And then I get transferred to another person. I'm like, I can't get a hold of this person. Like my Jeep's been at the dealer for like 3 weeks now. How do I deal with this? I get a hold of the manager supposedly, and like I get their voicemail. Nobody ever calls me back. And some of these people don't even have, some of these people I get transferred to, I don't have voicemails like set up. Like literally they're either full or they don't have them set up. I'm like, what? Like, and I'm emailing, I'm doing all this stuff. So finally I write a letter. And because I know corporate addressing schemes and I've worked in email servers and all that kind of stuff, I look up the whole executive team globally for Stellantis. A day after I emailed my email out, I got a reply from the global CEO of Stellantis Corporation saying, I'm sorry about this. I'm going to assign somebody to your case. In the end, okay, so this is, again, 2 years ago.
I remember the story.
Right.
Yeah.
So the bottom line was they paid for the repair, and they gave me I think it was a 5-year, 70,000 mile warranty on the car with $100 deductible. Pretty much covers everything. It's like a $4,000 value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So fast forward to this week, we bring the car in. One of the seat adjusters not going up and down. Okay, it's supposed to, the front of it's supposed to go up and down, not working. Okay, I'm like, okay, and we're getting an oil change, so no big deal. They say, all right, well, it's the motor. The motor's dead. And I say, oh, okay, well, I've got this protection plan, and I've got it printed out. Oh, here. Not that I'm gonna
No.
I'm gonna hide my number.
Visual
hide my
aids.
number.
Here we go.
I literally have it here. Okay.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and I don't want to show the top of it because it's got my plan number on it and everything, but it's got my name right on it. Okay. So they go to file the claim and they say somewhere in some computer, the name doesn't match who this plan is for. And so, and I'm like, I literally have a piece of paper here with my name on it, the plan number. Okay. So they give me a number to call. I call the number. They say, your name's on the plan. Like in 3 different systems, I can see your name's on the plan. And they call this other number, which is for dealers only. They say, yeah, your name's on the plan. Dealer is calling some number and they're saying, my name is not on the plan. I'm like, oh my God.
Was this the same dealer? Was this the same dealer that you went to before that wouldn't return phone calls and all that stuff?
No, okay, wasn't I'm not throwing the dealer under the bus.
Oh,
I'm throwing the customer service people globally under the bus.
Okay.
And now I don't know whether it is the dealer that's having the problem here or like I gave them literally the same number to call. I don't understand how they're being told something different or they have some system.
John, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, chances are it's a duck.
So I have now sent
the dealership.
So I now sent a note to the executive assistant guy who I worked with last time.
Yeah.
His phone number still works and stuff like that.
And
I'm waiting for a day to see if he responds. And I said, look, you were gracious enough to give me this. You solved my problem. They're saying it's not under my name and I can't get my car fixed. So literally I'm calling the dealership today and I'm going to talk to the head of the service department, whoever that is, and basically say, look, you know what? Do my oil change. I'm coming to get my car.
Right.
You guys need to sort this out. And by the way, here's my piece of paper. I'll show you the back of it. My piece of paper right here that says I have a $4,000 service contract.
Okay.
Why can we not honor this?
John, I'm so sorry.
I can't believe the luck I have. We call it the Yaglenski TOC, which is the touch of crap. The Yaglenski touch of crap. Everything we touch somehow turns to crap eventually. And this is
that's like the Ross curse. We have the Ross curse. That's
right.
Whenever we're at a live show, somebody taller than I is going to be directly in my line of sight. And it filters down to both daughters as well.
So if Jim, apparently former job was customer service. He's been the 3rd guy I've talked to today who fixes things. Well, thank goodness you exist because there are some good people out there. What is it? Napua says hubby had the same issue with the dealership up here too. I don't understand literally how the global CEO handed it to the fixer. The fixer took care of everything supposedly, and then somehow it's not in my name.
It's a clerical error. Something it's
I know, but now it's 2 days of me trying to deal with this.
Sorry.
Like it's just the frustration level is like
I understand. I get it.
So anyway, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it.
All right, let's get it done. It's time to get the gray matter working. Fire off the synapses, engage the frontal lobe, form new neural networks, utilize the cerebrum. As Pooh says, it's time to. Let's see if John's ready. Wow. Nice job. It's the dun-dun-dun question of the day. Playing for pride, not prize. Here we go. This fictional character is name checked either in the title or lyrics of over 600 songs. Who is this character? This fictional character is name checked either in the title or lyrics of over 600 songs.
That's a lot.
Who is this character? All right. Put your answers down in the comment section. Good luck. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, customer service. I've never been on the other side. Now, I do make sure though
Yeah.
when I'm talking to someone and they are helpful that I say that.
Yeah, same
tell
here.
them.
Same here. I'm
I
like, thank you so
specifically
much. You're
stop
wonderful.
what I'm doing, and I said,
Yeah.
I want you to know you've been very helpful. You have helped me do what I need to do. And then she's like, "Oh, will you take a survey?" And I'm like, "No." No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course, I'm taking.
No, I do take the survey, by the way. If somebody is exceptional, and absolutely.
And what's your name again? And I write it down, and absolutely. So I make sure, because that's tough. That's a hard job. I don't do it.
No, I can't imagine all day dealing with people with problems, and that's typically what it is. It takes a special kind of person to be able to do that. So I'm completely with you.
Hard. It's a hard job, man. It's a very, very hard job.
You've got
All
people.
right, here's the question of the day one more time. Pardon me. This fictional character is name checked either in the title or lyrics of over 600 songs. Who is this character? Let's go to the comment section.
And
our first answer is from Jim, Santa Claus. Ooh, that's good. That, however, is not the correct answer. That's not the answer I was going for. He may be in more. I don't know.
He said, don't tell the kids.
Okay. Yeah, I know, Jim. Whatever, Jim. Dude.
All right, here we go. Hold on. Ready?
That's why it's incorrect. Mickey Mouse, another great answer.
we got a lot of answers coming in.
No, that's not it.
Ready?
I can give you some artists who have done the song Fire for Fighting.
Okay, hold on.
Napua with Superman. That's correct. There you go.
Hey, all right.
Superman, name checked or in the title of over 600 songs.
Like Jim was trying here. He's like Batman, He-Man,
all right.
Mighty Mouse.
All right, relax.
Oh, and by the way, Mike, runner-up Pride, nope, but not prize.
Oh, absolutely.
So, way to
Superman.
go.
Yeah, I was my all-time favorite Superman song is by oh god, name just ran screaming into the back of my mind. I can't remember what they're called, but they did Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, and they did
Spin Doctors.
Spin Doctors, right. They have a song called Jimmy Olsen's Blues. And in it, he's in love. Jimmy Olsen, it's done from the perspective of Jimmy Olsen. He's in love with Lois Lane. And and he can't believe I have to compete with the Man of Steel, and he's testing a bullet stronger than a train. He's got his cape wrapped around Little Miss Lois Lane. It's a great song. I highly recommend it, and a great guitar solo. All right, we got to go. We are uber late. I'm actually going to get to work. I'm going to be late getting to work.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. We went a little late. Sorry about your car there, John. But look,
we'll get it fixed one way or the other. I mean, the seat thing is not a big enough deal to bother us, but I am going to get the car today and let them sort it out later.
Yeah.
I don't have time to mess around with this. We have to have our car.
Barring any unforeseen circumstances with life or work or what have you, we should be back.
Maybe I should
Tuesday. Same.
Maybe I should mention that I can't do it next Tuesday.
Huh?
I can't do it. I'm going to be in Austin, Texas, at the IEEE PES general meeting.
Okay, well there you go. Work.
I'm back on Friday though.
Okay.
We could have a heading into the weekend show.
Friday? No, we can't. I can't do it Friday. All right, we'll pick. You know what? Watch the Facebook page.
You know what?
The time.
You know what we might be able to do?
I don't know.
We might be able to do a Ron Ross radio podcast after dark.
After dark.
One of those nights.
Night.
Because I will not have responsibilities after normal show hours. So we can pick a night to do it then. How about that?
All right.
So you have that to look forward to, everyone.
Let's shoot for Tuesday then.
We'll try it.
Yep. See, I love the way we're working this out. We're solving problems.
Right.
We're fixing things. All right. So Tuesday evening, look for a time when we're going to be live. And as always, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the wonderful notes referring to times when you used to like me in the past.
When you used to like me.
Thank you so much for indulging.
Now.
Thank you so much for indulging us now. I really appreciate it. Hey, don't forget, you can find John on his podcast.
Yeah.
Once again on the Intercut, and it's all
follow me on the social medias, and you can also follow me at Level Best on most social media platforms too.
And you can listen to me live if you'd like on Frederick's Key 103, and you can listen at key103radio.com. Click on the listen live, download the app,
or the A word.
Listen on Alexa. When you just say Alexa, play Key 103 Frederick. Throw the Frederick in there.
Just to be sure.
Just to be sure.
Put a 202 on it to make the phone company happy.
That's 3 p.m. Eastern, 3 to 7 Eastern.
You're going to get that later.
I know. When I go back and listen to it, I miss 80% of John's jokes until I go back and listen to the podcast. And I realize, oh, that was a good one.
It's fun.
All right. Hey to your greatest wife ever, John. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. All right, please take care of yourselves and each other. Please be safe. Nope, sorry, that way. Johnny Klinsky, Ron Ross. Love you, mean it. Bicycle.
I know.